Another one bites the dust.
Hello, my name is Kailee Wesley and welcome to my channel. If you like this look, please keep on watching. It is made from the Pat McGrath Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation palette. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so I just tried to film like a smoky look using the Pat McGrath, which is what I will be using today, but let's just say I found out that these perform better on a sticky base rather than a set base. Know that for your future endeavors. Don't do what I did. Or at least for me, it worked better when it was a stickier base. I'm sorry, it did not work well with me for a non-sticky base. So I'm actually going to try this eye off camera and I will be right back. Okay, now I'm back. I actually learned a lot and I'm willing to teach you now. Like I said, this is my second look from this palette today. And I feel like I've learned a lot in the first day. So that's pretty nice. I am going to teach you now. Why did I sound so questionative? I'm going to teach you now what I just learned. Alright, for these shadows, it needs a sticky base. And by sticky base, I mean put down your primer, don't set it, and then when it feels a little bit tacky, not wet, but tacky, then it's ready. So you may need to continually tap until it is ready. And then go in with a tiny brush. I'm not telling you how to do this, I'm telling you how I did it for it to work out the best for me. I went in with a tiny brush and I went into the darkest matte, which is something I normally don't recommend because the darkest matte is usually the one that is last, you know, out of the mattes in the order that I put them on my eyes normally. So just know that this is how I'm doing this palette. This is not how I do every palette. But because I did a look right before this that did not have a sticky base, the eyeshadows are so pigmented they just got everywhere and it did not look good. My husband did not know barely a thing about makeup and he was like, he saw the last look and he was like, I don't really like that. And I'm like, oh, I've trained you well. I don't like it either. I just realized what I said. I trained him. I did not train him. He just knows a little bit more about makeup now, which no guy ever wants to know that unless he's actually doing makeup. Alright, so what I'm doing is taking this onto the corners of my eye. Guys, it looks patchy right now because I was doing the tapping method. I'm sorry, but when you do the tapping method, unless you're putting a crap ton of eyeshadow on the same place, in the same place, it's going to look patchy. It's just law, not really law. But now I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush. I'm going to make sure it is completely brushed off. And I'm actually, so technically it's not clean, but it's clean, you feel me? I'm going to be taking this along, and I'm almost going to be drawing like a little kid's sunshine, almost. Like, I'm going to be just doing the motion of trying to bring this shadow out a little bit. I don't know if this helps, but it feels right. And then I take this shade, which is the lightest matte. There's only 2 mattes in here, which if you've watched my channel before, you know I prefer more mattes. I didn't make the palette, you know. I love all the shimmers though, so I'm okay with it. But if I didn't love all the shimmers, which I feel like I would get annoyed after a couple of days of only having 2 mattes, but I don't know. That's just a thing I have to get over, is because I'm sitting here, I've started looking at palettes and I'm like, how would I change that? How would I make that better? And for me, that's just made me a better artist. I didn't tell you what I was doing. I'm taking this shade along what I just pat down with the darkest shade. Now I'm just going over the same thing but with a different brush. And I'm just doing back and forth motions to get all that patchiness out. And taking this light shade and almost fading it up a little bit towards my eyebrow. I want it to be a gradient rather than just stopping at a line like it is right now. I've noticed in myself that I do that a lot when I would actually prefer it to be this way instead of this way. I used to do it a lot like this, but now I try to do it more. I've noticed as well how much just my makeup tastes have changed since like 6 months ago, actually. There we go. Now, I actually just dipped into the dark shade, tapping it out, and then I'm actually going to tap it right here in the outer corner so I get the biggest payoff. And then whatever is left over, I'm just going through the eyeshadow and trying to bring it up. I don't have very much black, or I'm sorry, I don't have very much of that dark shade after just patting it down, so I'm hoping to just fade it. I love a good faded eyeshadow. I do. I'm so addicted to eyeshadow. I think I have been since like birth. I remember stealing my mother's and sister's makeup, and the only thing I would really steal was eyeshadow because I loved color so much. I'm still a big color fan. I laugh because I mentioned in one of my last videos how I color in a coloring book. And I feel like such a child when I say that, but for me it's a way to create or express my artistic abilities, I guess. I don't know, I love it. The best way I have found to work these shadows is not the way I'm doing it. I just want symmetry from it. The first look that I messed up on, I put down glitter glue and then the shadow. That's the way to do it. If you have this palette, use glitter primer or glitter glue, whatever it is. I have the Too Faced glitter glue. I've never had another glitter glue, so I have nothing to compare it to, but it's good. And I'm sure if I had another glitter glue, I would do. That, so far, is the best way I have found to use this shadow. But, on accident, I just took it over here and just set it down, which I did it without a wet brush, and I regret it. it was very lackluster compared to what it is now. But like I said, the best way I have found is the glitter glue. I mean, the spraying down the brush is alright, but it's nothing compared to the glitter glue, and I wish I did for this look, but that's okay. You live and you learn. But if you're trying to recreate this, definitely use the glitter glue. So I take this wherever I see empty spots. And what I've noticed is the water actually makes it a little, I'm sorry, I keep saying water, I spray it down with setting spray. I don't use water. But when I spray it down with setting spray, it almost becomes a little patchy. Okay, so that is down. Now I'm actually going into that first brush that we went into. If I didn't mention it already, it is the BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. I absolutely love a good, just thin, fluffy brush. They're the bomb. Bomb diggity. I would prefer those over big, fluffier brushes any day. This one just gives off so much more detail compared to the fluffy brush, obviously, because that one is big and this one's small. I'm going back, like I said, into that first shade, going into my crease and my corners of my eyes, tapping it off a little bit, wiping it off, going in back into that shade, bringing it along. I'm going to take it along the lower lash line, really close to my lower lash line, and then wiping it off to go into that first shade to do the same thing. I love this. I love it. 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 I don't need a wing like I felt like I needed for my drugstore St. Patrick's Day look. Guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I will link it down below. I don't even know if it's up, but I used the NYX Ultimate palette. What words are there to say about this? I think, here, I want to choose a color for my inner corner out of this palette, so I'm going to choose between this one and this one, because they're the two lightest. Now, I hope I don't mess up and choose the wrong color. Oh, okay, so this one is way too dark. That one is good. Which one was that? Finally, I went ahead and added some eyeliner along the lower lash line, the Kailee Velvet Lipstick in the shade Savage, and I'm done. I am in love with this look so much. I think I might actually wear it on St. Patrick's Day, maybe, depending on what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm seeing, kind of thing. I am. What do you think? I am happy to have found a way to use it. Not that I would ever get rid of something that's $55 and I've only used it twice. No. No. Thank you. Alright, so this is where I leave you. I hope you enjoyed today's look. Please keep on the look for my other looks. I have no other word going in my head other than look, and looks. I did one with this one already. I did one with the Mothership palette. Now, I want to get a little crazy and do this one now, so be on the lookout for that. I hope to see you guys again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.